Lesson 2.6, From Scrawny to Brawny, How Metabolism and Exercise Work Together. The goals of this lesson are to apply this unit's concepts to real-life scenarios of diet and exercise, and to test students' knowledge of glucose homeostasis. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to describe which organs play a role in the regulatory steps of maintaining glucose homeostasis, and relate the concepts of this unit to fasting, feasting, and exercise. We will achieve these goals by using a case study of a character that wants to gain muscle. To prepare for this lesson, you will need to review the key scientific concepts that will be presented throughout the lesson, which include the organs involved in glucose homeostasis and metabolism of glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids. You can review the scientific content in the background reading provided for you in the teacher primer, the teacher manual, and the student workbook. The teacher primer provides in-depth knowledge about the scientific content presented in this lesson. The teacher manual or lesson plan provides a minute-by-minute explanation of the lesson structure, including instructions on how to manage the discussion and the activity. The student workbook provides additional explanations for students. You will need to print out one activity worksheet and one homework worksheet per student. The key point of the lesson's do now is that your body responds to lifestyle habits to maintain glucose homeostasis in the blood. We will get there by having a Socratic discussion using the same 3 fictional characters from lesson 1.6. Each of the 3 characters has a different type of lifestyle. Edna exercises often, Oliver often skips meals, and Mimi is constantly snacking. At this point in the unit, students should be able to describe what is happening in each organ for each character. You can review these concepts using the teacher primer and the teacher manual. The key points of this lesson's activity are that your body responds to lifestyle habits to maintain glucose homeostasis in the blood, and to test your students' knowledge of the concepts they have learned throughout Unit 2. You'll get there by using a case study. Students will follow a character named Dougie as he tries to gain muscle. Students are given 3 examples of the diet and exercise programs that Dougie decides to use and are asked to use 2 models that we have seen throughout the unit to explain how Dougie's body is responding. In the first scenario, Dougie wants to burn fat, so he eats a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet. In the second scenario, Dougie starts running long distances and ups his protein intake. In the third scenario, Dougie starts weightlifting and eats a high-carb, low-protein diet. After working through each scenario, students should give Dougie advice on exercise and diets that will help him gain muscle. Students can work alone or in groups, whatever you think is best for your class. After students are given time to complete the worksheet, you will go over the answers together as a class in the wrap-up. The key point of this lesson's wrap-up is that the metabolic pathways in each organ respond to the diet and exercise that Dougie is engaging in. We will get there by reviewing the answers from the activity together. When Dougie is filling up on carbohydrates and is not exercising, he doesn't lose weight because the extra carbs are being converted to and stored as fat. In the second scenario, when Dougie is running marathons on a high-protein diet, he doesn't gain muscle because his energy demands are so high. The amino acids from the protein are being used for energy instead of being used to build new muscles. In the third scenario, when Dougie is weightlifting and eating a lot of carbohydrates, he still doesn't gain muscle because the muscle tissues need amino acids to repair and build. You can review the answers to the activity and a detailed explanation of what is happening in each organ of the metabolism model in the teacher manual. The teacher manual also has the answer to the final question of the activity, what Dougie should eat for each exercise type. When Dougie is running marathons, he needs to eat more carbohydrates to give his muscles a quick source of energy. When Dougie is weightlifting, he needs to eat more protein to give his muscles the amino acids they need to repair. The key point of this lesson's homework is that the type of exercise you do dictates what a healthy diet is for you. We'll get there by having students complete a worksheet. In the worksheet, students will read about the diets of an elite distance runner and an elite weightlifter. Then students will use 2 models from this unit to explain why these diets are beneficial to those athletes. This lesson simplifies how our body responds to exercise and diet in an effort to give students an opportunity to review what they have learned so far without overcomplicating the topic. In reality, our metabolic rate actually shifts as we gain and lose weight, so sometimes, even if we cut calories, we still can't lose weight. Also, some people are just genetically predisposed to gain muscles faster than others, so two people practicing the same lifestyle habits can have different results. A common misconception people have when it comes to nutrition and exercise is that they need a lot of carbohydrates when running and a lot of protein when building muscle. While it's true that our bodies need these nutrients, we have a tendency to overdo it. Except for the case of an extreme professional athlete, people engaging in cardio-intensive exercise like running don't need to consume extra carbohydrates during the workout unless they are exercising for more than an hour. Most of the time, the sugar in the sports beverage or energy bar is just extra calories that aren't needed. Likewise, an average person that is weightlifting to gain muscle only needs 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight in a day. So a 130-pound person would need 70 to 88 grams of protein in a day. Many protein shakes contain 20 to 50 grams of protein in just one serving. Just for reference, 1 cup of chicken breast has 43 grams of protein, and 1 cup of cottage cheese contains 25 grams of protein. If you are an average person that is not trying to gain muscle, you only need to eat 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to describe which organs play a role in the regulatory steps of maintaining glucose homeostasis and relate the concepts of this unit to fasting, feasting, and exercise. This lesson tests students' understanding of content learned in the previous lessons of Unit 2. We will learn more about glucagon and insulin again in Lesson 3.3 when we learn about hunger and satiety pathways in the brain. Don't forget, if you have any questions, concern, or feedback, to let us know. You can contact any of the CTSE team members and we will be happy to help.